Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Hi, I'm Doug Thompson for the Grassroots Racing Show. Normally I would have my co-host Roger Thompson here beside me and he would go something like this with you, but Roger's had some major health issues and he'll be out of circulation for a while. Hope it's not too long because I certainly miss him. We sent Mike Kraft off to I-35 Speedway at Winston, Missouri for some really good racing at the racetrack owned by Mike and Kyle Johnson. They also own Lakeside Speedway. We interviewed him here not too long ago. You remember before the racing at Lakeside. And Mike Kraft has covered the Grand National racing, the IMCA stock cars, the IMCA sports mods, the IMCA hobby stocks, and then the IMCA modified. Fantastic racing, and I've previewed some of the footage from Winston at I-35 Speedway, and you're going to love it. And it may start out that somebody's in the lead and you may think they're going to win it, but I'm telling you, stay tuned, watch the racing. You're watching the Grassroots Racing Show, and if you haven't seen all of our shows, you can go to our website at grassrootsracing.org and view any of the shows. They're on the website, archived, and you'll enjoy the racing. So stay tuned. Mike Kraft from I-35 Speedway, and you're going to love it.
Year's track champion on the pole, the 75 of Bud Wilson. Outside row number 1, the 71 of Travis Walker. Second row inside the 98, the sensation, Austin Johnson. Last week's feature winner, number 9 of Don Mars. Rounding out the field, Houston, the Moose Johnson. The Moose is loose, number 97, 14-year-old. On the gas as they come off of turn number 4 toward the flag stand. Bud Wilson with the early lead as they come by. Hard into turn number 1. Travis Walker on the outside. It's over the bait goes the 97 of Houston Johnson. Gets it gathered back up with Stay Green. Drove red a little bit hard just to berm as Bud Wilson still your leader as they come by the flag stand. Travis Walker not giving it up in the 71 as he looks to the low side. Coming off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, Bud Wilson pulls out 2-3 car length lead. Settling into that third spot, the battle is for 3rd and 4th. Mars looking to the underside of Austin Johnson, can't make it stick this time by. While the battle is for 3rd and 4th spot, Bud Wilson still your leader in the number 75. Don Mars slides that car, does the slide job on Austin Johnson, slides into that 3rd spot. Number 9 of Mars, last week's feature winner, moving into the 3rd spot. Down the back straightaway, Bud Wilson still your leader. Travis Walker, that 71, a strong 2nd place run. Give 3rd place to the 9 of Don Mars. 71 of Travis Walker closed her up just a little bit, coming off of turn number 4 then. Looking to the inside, couldn't make it stick. Bud Wilson gets to run off the high side. Walker making it interesting in that 71 car. Driving it in hard, looking to the inside of Bud Wilson. Can he make it work? Not this time by. Bud Wilson holds on to that lead. Lap number 5 in the books. Travis Walker looks to the inside again, slips up, had to get on the brakes. Giving the lead. Leaving in the lead, Bud Wilson, 75. Walker keeps working that inside, trying to make it work. Gaining a little bit of ground, but not able to pull off the sliding up. No contact, but very close coming off turn number 2. Mars gets very high, almost in the wall. That opens the door up. Austin Johnson cannot take advantage of it. Through turn number 3, coming off of 4. Still, Bud Wilson, your leader. 2nd place is 71 of Travis Walker. Mars, even though he slipped high, still hold on to that 3rd spot in the 9 car. 98 of Austin Johnson, your 4th place car. Everybody settling in position now, kind of strung out around the track. Wilson still your leader in the 75s. He takes her into turn number 3. Travis Walker drives it in hard, pulled it right back up on the back bumper of Wilson. Lost a little momentum coming off. Goes her in hard again. He is making a run at him, just cannot make that car stick on the low side coming off of 2. Lap traffic coming into play now. Houston Johnson in the 97 will now go a lap down as Bud Wilson goes on the high side working traffic. That's going to cause Walker to have to slip up to the high side, fall in line into that second spot. Marr still running third in number 9. Fourth place to 98 of Austin Johnson. Still a battle up front. The battle is for the lead between the 75 of Wilson and 71 of Walker. Walker right on that deck lid of Bud Wilson. Bud Wilson driving a good race, and Travis Walker all over the back bumper of that car as they went into 1 and 2 that time. Travis Walker really getting into the turns hard. Walker doing everything he can, working low as he comes up. Almost got a fender up on him, but couldn't make that car stick. Momentum on the high side. Looking at the white flag this time by be a 75 of Bud Wilson, last year's track champion. One more time around. Has Travis Walker got anything for him? Travis gives it everything he's got going down the back straightaway. The 75 of Wilson is your leader. Walker drives it in hard. He's going to be looking at the high side coming off. Can't get it done. Your feature winner, Grand National South, the 75 of Bud Wilson. Second place to the 71 of Travis Walker. Third to the 9 of Don Mars. Then comes the 98 of the sensation Austin Johnson. And rounding out the top 5, the 97 of Houston Johnson. Come on up here, Bud Wilson. Tell me about that victory. Starting from the pole, made it look easy for a few laps, but I'll tell you what. Travis Walker in that 71 car was right there giving you a battle to the very end. Tell us about those last few laps there.
The racetrack was getting pretty rough, so I'm just slowing down and making sure it didn't knock the tire off of it. I could hear Travis, but he wasn't going to move till he wasn't going to pick the pace up until I seen his nose, but I heard it back there.
Well, you know that Travis is always going to race it clean. Any sponsors you want to tell us about on that car?
Yeah, I-35 Speedway, McCarthy Chevrolet.
Let's give him a big round of applause. Bud Wilson, your feature winner, Grand Nationals.
Hi, I'm Pat Neal. Thanks for tuning in to watch this edition of Grassroots Racing.
Chevrolet Pace Truck. Your IMCA stock cars. Give them a big wave as they come by, ladies and gentlemen, on the pole. X9 of Brad Whitney. Outside row number 1, the 44 of Todd Fisher. Row number 2. On cruise control, the 12C of John Cruz. Outside of him, the 77 of Dean Ray. Row number 3, the 417 of Kevin Anderson. Outside of him, the 86C of Jake Cameron. Row number 4 on the inside, the 21A of Aaron Boo-Sauter. Last week's feature winner on the outside, 6X, Greg Kewen. Row number 5, the 69 of Cody Clark. Outside of him, the number 3 of Smokin' Joe Sedina. Row number 6, give me the horn, the 88 of Big Jeff Dixon. Outside of row number 6, the M36 of Clay Mercer. Row number 7, the old veteran 65X Thomas Roberts. Outside of him, the 12K Eric Knudsen. Row number 8 to 37, really driving the 14X of Jeremiah Asher. Then comes the 4D riding shotgun Sean Lee. We're getting ready for green flag action here in the IMCA stock car class. On the pole, the X9 of Brad Whitney. Outside of him, the 44 Todd Fisher. Let's see if we can't get a good clean start, a good clean race. Stock car style. Green flag is out as we're green flag racing. Hard into turn number 1. Everybody's clean through number 1 and 2 as we go into 3 and 4. Brad Whitney out to an early lead as he comes off of turn number 4. 77 of Dean Ray got something to say as he moves into that second spot at the flag stand. 44 Todd Fisher not giving it up as we're side by side for second place. Battling all over the field as these stock cars are giving it everything they got. Last week's feature winner, Q and Martin traffic as we're going 2 and 3 wide as we look toward the back of the field. Bad Brad Whitney still your leader in the X9 as he goes into turn number 1. 44 settles into second. Fisher in second, but Dean Ray is looking for it as he is in the third spot. Cruz in the 12 car comes up. He is running in the fourth spot. Anderson in the 417 settled in the fifth. Greg Ewan in the 6X making his way up to the sixth spot. Anderson looking on the high side of Cruz. Can he make it work going down the back straightaway? Not this time around. Zodino in the 3. Smoking Joe off the pace. Back on the throttle, looks like he gathered it back up with Stay Green. Battling everywhere you look on the racetrack. Dean Ray looking at the inside of the 44. Todd Fisher can't make it work as they come down the back stretch into turn number 3. Coming off of turn number 4. Brad Whitney, X9, still your leader. 44 Todd Fisher in second. Third is 77 of Dean Ray. Battle heating up. The 6X Q and moves into that fifth spot. Taking it over from Anderson in the 417. Ewan looking to the outside of Cruz. Can he make the high side work? Cruz staying low, Ewan high. Bad Brad still out front. Big lead on the 44 of Todd Fisher. Guys running hard, running clean all the way around the track. Clean and green, that's the way we like to see them run. As Ewan's on the inside, we are side by side the flag stand for that fourth spot. Ewan looking low, Cruz on the outside, can't get it done. Stay as we were. Cruz in the fourth spot. Ewan in the fifth spot. Anderson looks to the high side, trying to go 3 wide as we're coming off turn number 4. A little bit of contact between Ewan and Anderson. Ewan didn't know he was there, pulled up. Anderson had to get on the brakes. Sean Lee, 4D, takes her through the infield, keeps it going. We stay green. Don't want to jinx them as they're running a good, clean race. Let's hope we can go green, white to check. X9 of Brad Whitney still out front, your leader. Started on the pole, has not looked back. Whitney comes by, he is your leader. Stretched out a big lead. Good run tonight for the 44 Todd Fisher. Dean Ray still looking to the inside in that third spot. Look at the move by Anderson as he goes on the high side. Kevin Anderson on the high side making it work as he picked up 2 positions, moving into that fourth spot. Him and Cruz side by side at the flag stand. Yellow, caution on the speedway. 21A of Booth Salter turned her around down there in turn number 3 and 4. You see him sitting there now as he's trying to get her righted. He will tag that car in the rear of the field. Grant starts her early, coming off of turn number 3 out of number 4. Green flag out. Here we go, side by side behind Whitney. Dean Ray looking to the inside. 44 slips up. That gives second place to Dean Ray. New second place is Cruz. Slips up there trying to go in with 44 Fisher. Can't get it done. Brad Whitney takes the low line. Dean Ray the high side. 44 Fisher got her gathered back up as he is looking to the inside. We are 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. Is that 36? 36 of Clay Mercer bringing that car to the front. 36 of Mercer moves that car into the third spot. Good run for him coming from the back of the pack to the front. He is going for second place as Dean Ray's on the high side, Mercer on the inside. 44 Fisher fell back to 4th. Cruz still in that 5th spot. Ewan looking to the inside of Cruz. A little contact with Sedina. No harm, no foul. Rubbing is racing. Sedina looks at the high side as they are side by side. White flag out. One more time around for the X9 of Brad Whitney. Battle is for 3rd place and for 5th spot. Smoking Joe Sedina. He moves into that 6th spot. Let's give him a big round of applause. The X9 of Brad Whitney, your feature winner, IMCA Street Stock Style. 77 of Dean Ray. The 44, Todd Fisher finishes third.
Top four.
Last week, a whole lot of contact and a pretty rough race last week. This week, y'all guys played nice, and what a well of a race y'all did put on out there. Tell us about this last few laps. I don't know. I hope we put on a good show. It's cold. I can't believe you guys are sitting out there. You got to give a lot of credit to your fans, I tell you that. Give him a big round of applause. X9 of Brad Whitney.
Hey Anderson, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
IMCA Sport Mods. On the pole, the 15B of West Bastion. Outside of him, the 12 of Jeff Stotts. Second row inside the number 7 of Doug Keller. Row 2 outside Mr. Highside himself, 32P of Jeremy Pitzenbarger. Row number 3, the 27S of Aaron Duval. Outside 37 of Anthony Asher. Row number 4, last year's track champion, last week's winner, the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. Outside of him doing double duty, the 68+1, Blaine Peterson. Row number 5, second generation driver of the number 5, Joshua Sink. Outside of him, the 52M of Dustin Miller. Let's give them a big wave as they come by this time, ladies and gentlemen. IMCA Sport Mod style. Row number 6 looked really good in his heat race. The 23 JR of Nick Roberts. Outside of him, the number 17, a new look for him, Jared Miller. Row number 7, the 11 of Caleb Dennis. Outside of him, 94J, Josh Steele. Row number 8, the 54, the star man himself, Lynn Starry. Outside of him, the old purple machine, Leroy Cameron. Rounding out the field riding shotgun, 52J of Josh Barnes. Bastion been getting a good jump as he comes off of turn number 4. Let's see if he can get that jump again. Keller followed him right through in the 7 car. Keller looking to that inside, see if he can get anything for him. Better start by Stotts this time. He's on the high side of Keller. Side by side and coming off of turn number 2. Good run by Stotts as he settles into that second spot, moving Keller back to the 3rd spot. Keller back to the inside. 52 Ainsworth beside the Pittsburghers. We're going 3 wide. 37 of Asher on the high side, moves that car in the 6th spot. Stotts still on the high side, running side by side for second against Keller. Bastion still your leaders. They go into turn number 3. Coming off of 4, Keller on that high side. Oh, as he hits the tire, Bastion gets loose, drives her into the infield, and loops her as he goes down the infield. He is out of the racing lane. He keeps it going, comes back out on the track. Hit the tire down there coming off of turn number 4. Loops it in the infield, puts that car in the rear of the field. New leader, Doug Keller. Keller, your leader, with Stotts in the 2nd spot as they go through turn number 2. Pitzenbarger takes over that 2nd spot. Here comes Ainsworth sliding through. We got a car sideways. Stotts up into the walls. He come off turn number 1, stopped on the track. Car number 23, Nick Roberts. He had a little bit of trouble there. 12 laps to go. 3 laps in the books, 12 to go. Where's he going to start it? Middle of turn 3 and 4. He is on the gas now, and we are go. Green flag. Pitzenbarger on that high side runs that and gets a run. And coming up behind Ainsworth. As Ainsworth took over that 2nd spot. We're going to have a 57 sandwich here in just a minute. Blaine Peterson bringing that 68 to the front. A little bit of contact between 68 and 32. No harm, no foul. We stay green. Anthony Asher moves into that 4th spot, followed by the 11 of Caleb Dennis. Good run that 11 car tonight. 57 Ainsworth moves into the 2nd spot. It's number 7 of Doug Keller is your leader. Blaine Peterson on that high side moves into that 3rd spot with Anthony Asher moving into 4th. Caleb Dennis, an impressive run into that 5th spot. Keller still your leader this time by, but we are side by side as Blaine Peterson takes over that 2nd spot away from Ainsworth. Impressive run for Blaine Peterson in that 68 plus 1 car. 23 is coming. Was put to the rear after he stopped on the track and is already up to that 5th spot. Side by side, Anthony Asher, 57 Ainsworth, 3rd spot. Doug Keller in that 7 has checked out and is leaving. Blaine Peterson in that 2nd spot. 57 Ainsworth, 3rd. Anthony Asher, 4th. And here comes the 23 of Nick Roberts. Nick Roberts looks at the inside of Ainsworth, can't get it done this time by, but he does move into that 4th spot. Anthony Asher back on the outside as he go into turn number 3. Bad list for 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Keller still way out front, but Blaine Peterson is running him down. 23 of Roberts settled into that 3rd spot as he takes it away from the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. New names up front in the 2nd, 3rd spot. Blaine Peterson and the 23 of Nick Roberts side by side as they go by the flag stand. Battle for that 2nd spot. Battle is for 2nd spot. The 23 of Roberts takes over spot number 2, moving the 68 plus 1 of Blaine Peterson back to the 3rd spot. 11 laps in the book, 3 to go. 4 to go. I'll get my math right in a minute. Doug Keller checked out and leaving. The one thing he don't want to see now is that dreaded word called a caution. Working through lap traffic as he passes Josh Barnes. 2nd place still to the 23 of Nick Roberts, followed by the 68 of Blaine Peterson. Roberts doing everything he can. Had to go to the rear of the field, come back up, and finds himself in 2nd. But oh, as he just split the difference. Blaine Peterson running in that 3rd spot. All he can do is see the 23 of Roberts get smaller as Doug Keller sets her way out front. White flag coming out this time by. One more time around for the number 7 of Doug Keller. Doug Keller way out front. Quarter of a lap lead as he takes her down the backstretch. He'll be looking for the checkered flag this time by as he goes through turn number 3. Coming off of turn number 4, your feature winner sport mod style, the number 7 of Doug Keller. 2nd place to the 23 of Nick Roberts. 3rd to the 68 plus 1 of Blaine Peterson. 37, Anthony Asher, your 4th place car. 5th to the 57 of Randy Ainsworth.
The best there you set sail. Jumped out there to a big lead, but you did have company back there, but you had a big enough lead. Stay green, worked to your favor tonight.
Yeah, the track is pretty rough, and we're having some trouble with the brakes, so I ride the brakes a lot. But yeah, they're starting to come in. Last week I had either all brake or no brake, so I didn't look so good last.
Your feature winner, Doug Keller.
Mick Ross has the lead as they come off of turn number 2. Coming through the pack, the 77 of Andy Kaufman as he settles into that 2nd spot. Lee Farmer falls into the 3rd spot as they're coming off turn number 4. 34 Ross still your leader, but he's got company. Kaufman in the 77 looking to the high side as they come off of turn number 2. Farmer on the inside, Kaufman on the outside. New leader going down the backstretch. The 77 of Kaufman takes the lead away from the 34 Ross. Farmer on the high side as he comes off of turn number 4. Wide as he turns. Gathers it back up, stays in that 3rd spot this time by. Overton battling Trinity for that 4th and 5th spot as they come down the backstretch. Overton takes him to 42T. 6th spot heating up as you got Songer on the inside and the 29B of Kyle Britton on the outside. 22B of Trinity Baker loops her, takes her to the infield, gathers it up. We stay green flag racing. X9 of Bryce Whitney pulls her in the infield. Bryce Whitney of X9 off the pace into the infield. Out of harm's way, we stay green flag racing. 77 of Kaufman still your leaders to go down the backstretch. Farmer trying all he can to close the gap, can't get it done. 34 Ross is settled into the 3rd spot with 42 Overton 4th. battle is for fifth spot is Kenny Champ finding his way through, doing all he can, coming up through the pack. A little bit of the bobble with Davison. That opens it up for Champ as he gets right on the back deck lid of the 21. Champ looks to the inside, had to get on the brakes to keep from getting into the 21 of Davison. Jabs it back up, we stay green. Farmer closing the gap just a little bit as he's trying everything he can to catch Kaufman. Down to about a 4 or 5 car length lead. Kenny Champ, last week's winner on the inside of Davison. His cars jump around through that bump down in turn number 1 and 2. Champ and Davison side by side to go into turn number 3. Champ dives it hard in the inside, making it stick. Can't pull off the pass as he comes to the flag stand. At the line, too close to call. Out front is still Kaufman in the 77. Still out front to 77 of Kaufman. Then comes the 17 of Farmer. 34 Mick Ross and Overton looking to the high side, battling for that 3rd and 4th spot. Overton high on the track. Gives it back up, but that opens the door for Kenny Champ as he moves into that 4th spot. 42 Overton pulls off the track. He is out of the race for the night as we stay green flag racing. 77 of Kaufman still your leader, with Farmer trying to close it in as they work lap traffic. Farmer cannot get that car to work coming off turn number 4. Works pretty good for him in 1 and 2, but not in 3 and 4. Kenny Champ has now moved that car into the 4th spot. Closing in on the 34 Ross. 29B of Kyle Britton pulls high in turn number 4. We'll have yellow on the racetrack. You can see him setting high down there at the entry from the pits at turn number 4, the 29B. Kyle Britton off the pace. Looks like his night will be over. As he's got the window net down, you see him moving around in there. It looks like his night is Champ, last week's feature winner. 16-year-old Kenny Champ in that 3rd row inside. Outside of him, hungry for a win, Jamie Saunders. We go green flag racing. Big jump for Kaufman as he gets that green flag. That's the advantage of starting out front. Although Farmer on that high side, Champ taking over that 3rd spot as he moved down the back straightaway. Songer making a move in that 96 on the high side. Thought about making it 3 wide, thought better of it. White flag out, one more time around for Andy Kaufman, but he's got company in Lee Farmer. Farmer looking to that high side. He's going to have a run as he comes off. Can he make it work? Is there enough room on the inside? Can't make it work as he goes into turn number 4. He drives it hard as he can drive it. Can't make the car hook up. We're going to be side by side to stand. Here we come. Kaufman, your winner in the 77. Second to 17 of Lee Farmer. Then comes the 3 of Kenny Champ, backing up that win last week. Then comes the 96 of Songer. Then the 34 of Mick Ross. Go down trackside and get a word with your feature winner, Andy Kaufman.
Looks like he had a pretty good start position, got by the 34, brought her home to victory. Tell us about that.
I just kept trying to hit my marks and keep all four tires aired up on the thing and stay out of trouble.
Now, congratulations, Andy. Good job tonight.
IMCA Modifieds on the pole. Car number 26 of Randy Smith. Outside of him, the 2H, the red-headed fireball, John Hanson. Row number 2 inside. Look good in his heat race, the 26S of Stephen Glenn. Outside of him will be the number 10, Johnny McGinnis. Row number 3, Mr. Excitement, the 96C of Jim Cameron, driving the Starmer prepared car. Good run last week, finishing 3rd outside 38, a bad Brad Berggren. 4th row inside the 71J, Jeff James. Outside row number 4, last week's feature winner, PJ the King Conger. Row number 5, back with us tonight, the 62 of Hunter Marriott. Outside of him, the 99 of Jesse Saving. 6th row inside the 54 of Buzz Caster. Outside row number 6, the 97 scheduled to go. DJ Dave Petty Jr. 20 lap feature. On the pole, Randy Smith in the 26. Outside of him, Hanson. Where they going to start it at? Green flag in hand. Green is go. Foot to the floor. Green flag race out. Hanson out to that early lead as he goes down the backstretch. Randy Smith out front as we have a little bit of contact. No harm, no fouls. We keep going and stay green. 38 of Berger bringing that car to the front. Berger now finds himself in second spot as he bounces through the humps down there in turn number 1 and 2. 26 of Smith out front. Berger in second place. 26 of Glenn in third spot. Working hard coming through the pack. Keep an eye on that 19 of PJ Conger. Mr. Excitement gets a little crossed up, gathers it back in, and we stay green. Side by side is Conger and 99 of Solving as they make a sandwich out of Jim Cameron. Conger on the high side. A little bit of rubbing, but Rubbin's racing as they come down the front straightaway. Great move by Solving as he moves into that 5th spot. Out front, new leader, the 38 of Berggren. Bad Brad Berger takes her through turn number 3. Coming off a 4 on the high side. Got that car working to his advantage, and Stephen Glenn takes over that 2nd spot. Stephen Glenn passes the 26 of Randy Smith. Off the pace is the 62 of Hunter Marriott. He pulls her behind the wall. 71 of Jeff James bringing that car to the front. Berger slips way up high. That turns the lead over to the 26 of Stephen Glenn. Veteran Stephen Glenn pulls out to 1-2 car length lead, but caution on the racetrack. It's 96C of Mr. Excitement. Jim Cameron dead in the water down there in turn number 3. Come to a stop on the racetrack, bringing out the yellow flag as the battle was heating up for first spot. Berger went high. That opened the door for Stephen Glenn as he slipped under. Where's Stephen Glenn going to start this race as he pulls her into turn number 3. He's taking her way up the track on the high side to get a run coming off of 4. On the go pedal, we are green flag racing. Stephen Glenn takes that low line as he works her through the turn. Berger and Randy Smith side by side for the 2nd spot. We're also side by side for 3rd and 4th. Throw a blanket over the top 6 as we come by the flag stand. Side by side racing all over the track. Heart up pumping, stomach a gnawing. That's just me up here in the booth. 26 of Glenn still pacing them as they come off of turn number 4. Working that low line to perfection. Got that left front wheel up off the ground. Jesse Sobbing in that 99 working the low side too as he's trying to take over the 2nd spot. Couldn't make it work that time. Randy Smith runs in the 2nd spot. Sobbing in the 3rd spot. 38 of Berger in the 4th spot. 71 of Jeff James. PJ Conger taking it up right where they left off a week ago. Side by side as Sobbing looks to the inside. Passes Randy Smith as he looks to the inside of Glenn. A little bit of contact between Glenn and Sobbing. Can't make it work. Randy Smith at the high side. Broken tie rod on the front of the 99 car. Yellow flag. Caution on the racetrack.
He just lost the wheel. Glenn just lost his wheel.
Little bit of contact, and there's what happens. A wheel off the 26S of Stephen Glenn's. Sobbing also with damage to the front end of that car. Looks like a rear axle broke on the 26S of Stephen Glenn's car. He was your leader. Looked like the car to beat. That is going to turn the lead back over to the 26 of Randy Smith. Yeah, 11 laps to go in this modified feature. The lights are out. We're going green flag racing this time by. Where's Randy Smith going to start him at? He has the option anywhere once he gets past those cones over there. Anywhere between turn number 3 and turn number 4. He is on the go pedaling. We are racing. Looking to the inside. Berger can't make it work. We're side by side for 3rd spot. Conger throwing that car right through the center. Contact with the 38. Gathers it back up. We stay green. Jeff James in that 71 moves into that third spot. Comes Hunter Marriott up through the pack, trying to get that lap back, and over the bank goes the 54 Castor. Let's see if he can get it going or not. Yellow, caution on the racetrack. 54 Castor slips up on the berm, goes over the bank, bringing out another caution.
38, you have a left rear flat.
Left rear flat on the 38 cars. He's going to take her to the hot lane, see if he can get that tire changed and tag her back to the rear of the field. We are green flag racing. Conger and James side by side as we come to the flag stand. Give second place to Conger as they slide her sideways going through 2 and 3. 1 and 2 rather as we go down the backstretch. Conger slides out into that lead. What a move on James as he slid her through, threaded the needle down here in turn 1 and 2. Conger still your leader as he comes down the front straightaway. Jeff James, Randy Smith side by side as we got 9 laps to go. Tina McGinnis on that high side making it work as James looks at the inside side by side for place number 1. Conger on the outside, James on the inside. Conger now tries the low line, but Jeff James, 71, your leader at the flag stand. Good move by the 71 of Jeff James as he went down the backstretch to take over first spot. Conger got his hands full of Randy Smith as we're running second, third. Conger takes over that second spot, moving Smith back to third. Conger gets loose, that opens the door. Smith cannot take advantage and Conger hangs on the second. Jeff James set her out front, got her on cruise control as he goes down the back straightaway. 3, 4, 5, 6 car length lead as he goes into turn number 3. 7 laps to go. Jeff James, part of the Iowa Mafia. That's 71J out front, second generation driver. Francis James's father used to run up at Corning, Iowa for years. Jeff James, 71, following in his footsteps. Giving that 71 all it's got as he is way out front in the lead. H. Hansen had a little trouble, gathers it back up. We stay green. Jeff James out to a good lead as he comes off of turn number 4. Got that car sideways, the track slicking it up. 19 of Conger settles in the second spot. A little bit of sheet metal damage on the side that could hurt the aerodynamics on Conger's car, slow him down just a little. Giving it a well of a run. Passing flag to the 97. McGinnis and Smith side by side for that third spot. McGinnis on the low side, Smith on the high side, and Smith stays in that third spot. McGinnis in the fourth spot. Hansen and McGinnis battling for that fourth spot. Hansen takes it, coming up on the 26. Smith stays in that third spot. Hansen gets a run on the inside. He is side by side with Smith, the third spot, looking to the inside of Conger. White flag out for Jeff James one more time around. We are 3 and 4 wide as we're battling as Hansen gets loose again. Slips back to that 4th spot. Your leader with a big lead coming off of turn number 4. Let's give him a big round of applause. Number 71, Jeff James, your feature winner. Second place as they're working lap traffic is a 19 off PJ the King Conger, just side by side the line. Third place goes to the 2H of John Hansen. Then comes the 26 of Randy Smith, then the 10 of Johnny McGinnis. Go down track side and have a word with your feature winner, Jeff James.
Oh, the track was pretty rough. It was pretty tough getting through them, but it was fun. It was good.
Welcome back. I'm Doug Thompson for the Grassroots Racing Show. Man, that was some fantastic racing from I-35 Speedway. As always, Mike Kraft and the film crew picked up the great racing. And man, they do a good job with it. And that was as good as racing as you will get at any short track. 3/8 mile track, Winston, Missouri. And started out with the Grand National Racing. And kudos to Bud Wilson. He won the race, sat on the pole, took off, and never looked back. Got challenged a little late in the race, but he walked away with it in the number 75 car. Travis Walker was second, and Don Mars brought the number 9 car to third place. Austin Johnson was fourth, and Houston Johnson was in the number 5 position. The IMCA stock car racing was fantastic. Brad Whitney won the race. Dean Ray was in second, Todd Fisher third, Clay Mercer was fourth, and Joe Zadana was in the number 5 position driving the number 3 car. Great racing in the stock car class as well. In the IMCA Sports Mod, Doug Keller in the number 7 car brought the car home in first place, and Nick Roberts was in second. Blaine Peterson got third. Anthony Asher was fourth. And man, that was good racing in that class as well. Matter of fact, I think that might have been some of the best racing of the night. The IMCA stock cars, Andy Kaufman in the number 77, as you saw, took the car home first with Lee Farmer second. Kenny Champ was in third, and Jamie Songer in fourth, with Mitch Ross in the number 5 position in the number 34 car. In the vintage racing, and that's some good racing with the vintage racing. Keith Simons and Zach Simons, brothers, and they beat their dad Jack, so for some great racing there. The IMCA Modifieds, no change there. It was Jeff James winning it over PJ Conger, and John Hansen was third, Randy Smith fourth. And thanks for watching the Grassroots Racing Show. See you next week.